ISUPK, Trinidad and Tobago, under Commanding General Johanna. We will be live on the streets, 91.9 FM.
From west to the depth till they bury me.
Every Thursday from 7 p.m. Hosted by Officer Sawapya Allah and Officer Makwaya.
From west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
ISUPK under Commanding General Johanna. Live every Thursday night from 7 p.m. on the streets, 91.9 FM.
You know how we do it, Commanding General Johanna, feeding the people, down here in Trinidad. You see what's going on. When you rain right, and condition of the people right now is real bad. So again, big ups Commanding General Johanna, for all, the work that put in over the years, that we could raise up, young black men down here in Trinidad, and could do the same as well in his footsteps.
Is my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. It's all about that warfare, boy. Back up. It's all about that warfare, boy. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Take grip. Nah, this ain't no movement, this a takedown. but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that mean you could never prevail. Hey, where the truth sit, hey, where warriors dwell. Be wise with the weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know 2 things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt gon' meet the doc. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret what that means. Fall on his age. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. No only one way. Say what? No only one way. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop some heavy for. Go to grip, 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 go to grip. It's all about that warfare, boy. Get grip, get grip, back up, get grip, get grip, back up, get grip, get grip. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take grip, 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 take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down. Take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down.
Serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on Congo.
American honor don't like no soldiers. For the spirit of the Lord, we don't like no soldiers.
Saint, black, Hispanic, native, they hate y'all as the same. Hate Christ and they image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell, totally connected to the saint. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We live in bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, Amy murdered Bob them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ice ages. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game. I don't know I'm black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí con la forma de general Yahana y Escupica. This is what Commander General. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look.
City eyes. It's time.
Shalom Israel. So peace and officer Sharp, the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana, right? So this is the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, right? So again, when we speak, we talk about all the people from Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, right? Venezuela, and then, right? The native Indians, right, on the reservoirs of America, right? And then the so-called black man, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians. So again, so all these people make up the nation of Israel. So tonight class is about the black people enemies, right? The black man enemies and thing, right? So again, the black man do have enemies and all these things in the scriptures. And when you go and watch wrong today, you see the black man is being abused by all these other nations and them, man. All these other nations is the black man enemies and thing, right? But again, the Most High lists these things for we, right? So when you go in the scriptures and all too again, you have to pay attention to the scriptures. And the reason for again we not knowing these things again is because of the Christian church again, right? The pastors and them, the bishops and them, right? Again, filling their pockets and seeing the destruction will come into black people, and yet they're still in turning away, and they will never turn away now from it because again, everything that's based on a lie and thing, right? And not come out with the truth, right? So when you go in the scriptures again now, this is the Most I was saying to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So give me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Give me verse 5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that he should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Right, when you go in the scriptures, again, everything we just had to take for granted. Some people go tell you that, hey, no man can teach me and thing, right? The law, statutes, and judgments and thing, right? When you read the scriptures here, this is what Moses was given a command of the Most High, and he went on to teach these laws to the children of Israel, right? And saying, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God has commanded me, that you should do so in the land, whether you go to possess it and thing, right? So when they talk about possess now, they're talking about full control of the land, right? And when they go and watch today and all, you see that no matter what black people is, we're not in control, we're not in no possession, right? We're not owning nothing, right? And you go and watch now, all these other nations is above us and all too. So even when the scriptures here now, we reading the scriptures, it is telling that something is wrong here when you read in Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5, right? Then you know that hey, we should be in control of the language and thing, right? When you go and watch today, you're seeing a lot of these things that you're seeing that the Chinese run in Jamaica, right? And black people residing there the most, right? You're seeing in Trinidad here again, you're seeing all these other nations above me, and thing, right? The Chinese above me, the East Indians above me, the Syrians and them above me, right? You go in America, you go in the United States of America and all that, again, same blacks we residing, we are Hispanics. We more or less have more or less the whole tribe, the whole 12 tribe of Israel in the United States and things to right, and who above it, every one of these nations above it in the United States and things to right. You have a piece of every tribe in the United States and every one of them other nations above it and things, right? So when you go to the scriptures again, you see something with the Mosai telling you here, and it's not coming to pass because again we're breaking the Mosai law, statutes, and commandments. So now we under possession of all these other nations and them, right? And when I watch it, you know, it's in full full dominance. Even when you go and watch what happening with the Venezuelans and them, right, which is the brother, which they are from the tribe of Asher and them, right? And you're seeing again that these other nations could come together and things, right? Because again, when you go and watch now, they're not doing it to they're not doing it these things to their own, right? So you have the president of the United States, right, the Caucasian, right, and then after now you have the prime minister at Trinidad and Tobago, which is the East Indian. I see the combination where they come thinking to go against the Venezuelans again, which then do them nothing again right now. This is what has happened here, that we always need the Mosai on we, until right, ever from since in the scriptures. We is not like, you know, other nation. We battle is to fight with the Mosai and thing, right? We battle not to fight on we own. We always have to fight the battles with the Mosai and thing, right? And that is just where they keep on just reading the scriptures, right? Where to verse 6.
Can the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
And this is our next one, and again, the Mosai giving we, and I say, keep therefore and do them, but this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the other nations and thing, right? So that does not, that's gain you something for you and thing to again, you gain you something to let you know that, hey, you have to keep this knowledge, this wisdom and understanding to when these other nations are wrong you, or you're doing they are wrong you, because again, when you go and watch the nation of Israel, we just not alone. We had these other nations right or wrong or something. So sometimes again, we could encounter these other nations and all to again, right? So just like you will see when you go and watch Europe and thing, you will see Germany, you will see England, you will see France and thing, right? All these is neighboring European countries and thing, right?
Right.
But somehow the other you might find somebody from France from in England and thing, right? So now when the Mosai know and think, hey, see how going on. I teaching you something here. You keep this knowledge on you for your children, and even again now to have the knowledge to deal with these other nations, and then when they come around, because the Mosai learn, you know something here that hey, he telling you something about these other nations. You have to be aware of these other nations right through. And things like that, you know, hey, keep them. So then go and watch a law. But the Mosai, when people set it up, is a law is for years to keep and things, right? And the only time they might change a law if something I realize, hey, you know what? That's something the law not working no more. Either people that's breaking the law too much, so now that they enhance the law now again because that thing doing. So when you really check a law is a keep for forever and ever and thing, right? And this is what the Mosai do here now again, right? Give you laws to keep, right? And again, this is what he telling me again in the sight of these other nations. And again, black man, we thinking that these other nations and them is be friends and them too, right? And again, be friends again, there's people who, well, eat the same thing with you, had the same lifestyle with you again, right? I really a friend. Even Christ and all say it in the scriptures and compare it when they asked him about his mother. He was say mother and your father looking to you, and Christ draw the comparison that hey, my mother and my father, the people who following the Mosai law, statutes, and commandments and things, right? So again, when you go and watch it, a friend is somebody, hey, you and that person going out and things, you're not going out with that partner and he jeans tight on you and thing, right? And now you know, like, hey, we're really going out with you. I can't pump with you because if I pump with you, people will think I gay or something. So again, no, it's like, hey, you should have the same kind of spirit like your friend having and thing, right? And this is again for the Mosai warning. We hear about these other nations and them, right? So again, when they go to the scripture, the Mosai warning, and we're seeing happening to Venezuela again. because again we lost with history and thing, right? We're not knowing who we is and we're not knowing we enemies. We're not knowing we biblical enemies name in the Bible and all through the day. And this is now the ISUPK enlightening blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and let you know who you is as a nation, which is Israelite, and also these other nations and them the biblical name here today and thing, right? Because again, in the Christian church, again, you're not going to know the biblical name of the Caucasian man. You're not going to know the biblical name of the Moabites and them, right? Which is the Chinese and them, right? And as we go in the scriptures again, we go start to see and think to us again, you're going to know, hey, what the Moses was talking about. And when you go in these full scriptures again, it will have a lot of these things again with these other nations and them, what they do to the nation of Israel and thing, right? And we go just touch on a few, but more or less we want to touch about the so-called white man, right? The Caucasian and the East Indians, what they're really doing to the nation of Asha, the nation of Israel again, right? So even that still in the nation of Israel, because it is a part of Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? And again, we go touch on it to show again that hey, we really have enemies all about us, right? And even from all these other nations again, we're going from the east and they're right around us. They're just following me, and right, they ain't leaving me alone. It's like how Pharaoh, with all torture the Mosai gave, he still want to run down the nation of Israel,
right?
Right, just to keep you in slavery, and right, and it's not stopping, and like that. Really and truly, that's what the Mosai said. We power to fight these other nations or it was has been and always will be the Mosai, and right. So give me Psalms 83 and verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
All right. So when you go and watch this, this is King David, right? And when you watch this, King David seeing the oppression and the depression what happening to black people. And when you go and watch this reality today and all through again, black people, there's a lot of oppression and depression all over the world. And
right.
Again, who fighting the wars for black people? Just as when we read in the scriptures, it was always going to be the Mosai fighting we wars. And right, we military fight is the Mosai and Christ and the angels and them. That was always going to be that from that ground root. And right, and see what happening today again, and this is what the Mosai is saying to we again. The same thing we didn't want to keep, again, we have to keep it back. So the same thing we didn't want to keep back then, we had to come back and keep it. Because again, this will be happening right through. And again, it's done so hard now that again with your children and all too. We really fight, to really bring Christ and the Mosai on the face of the earth here right now. That again, that we can really stop this from we see now to that generation that's being destroyed by these other nations and them. But
right.
Again, not having no mercy. And right now, everyone what they say right now, yeah, David crying to the Mosai and tell them, hey, who will not thy peace and right, be not still. And when they go in the scripture, they know how David telling there, hey, I see enough, God. I see enough, Mosai. Please, Mosai, intervene. Do something here right now and right? And it will always be against the Mosai, right? When he go into verse 2, he said, for lo thy enemies and right? So this is what King David here know. This black man telling now, hey, lo thy enemies make a tumult and right? They make a gathering, right? And when they go and watch like the UN, they keep in all the UN meeting and thing, you will always see these other nations and they're always in the UN meeting. You will never see a black Hispanic and Native Indian man in all these meetings and them, right? They keep in and thing, you'll see everybody else, and the same thing will come in here again. They're making that gathering, that tumult, and they are hating and things, right? And they say we taking these scriptures for granted and things, right? So David led it again. All these other nations here, they hate the black Hispanics and Native Indians. Again, David again, a popular man in the Bible and thing, right? For all these fighting skills, right? And Saul, they all go David Saul killed thousands, David killed tens of thousands, and things like that. There's a black man in the Bible here now pleading to the move side and saying, look, like enemies make it tumult and thing, right? Where to verse 3?
Verse 3. So like everything, go finish out verse 2, right?
All right, go ahead.
Book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2, continuing. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
And when you go on to they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And when you see it happening today again, remember, we don't have one enemy, we have a lot. All these other nations, the Chinese is the enemy, the Arabs is the enemy, the so-called Caucasians is the enemy, the East Indians, and this is the most I say, right? This is not the ISP saying, right? I think I can again now, we'll see something where they say again now that, hey, if we can't do it on the wood, let me come to this let me come together to destroy them and thing, right? So when I go on sometime like that, you see sometime again. When I go on what is like, hey, your combination, hey, I too weak, I can't do it. But I feel with your help, we could do it and destroy them. And again, this is what it is do again, right? So all of them again, one head them pushing. And again, we should be pushing that same head to let them know that hey, Black, Spanish, and Native Indians, we have to come together to let we know that hey, these are the we enemies here again, right? These are the people who should be gathering and defending and all kind of thing, right? So when them come now, you see them gathering and now it's to destroy Black, Spanish, and Native Indians. And we hear it from before fathers in the Bible, King David, right? And when they go on what they're taking crafty counsel and thing, right? So when they go and watch now, you see what happened in Venezuela and thing, right? They're blowing up boats and thing, right? You ain't hear about the street value and the drugs and thing, right? No street value and no drugs. Up to now, you ain't hear no, hey, wait now. $3 million US are cocaine. $1.7 million are marijuana. No, wait name. No drugs, thing again. You see all these things about, you hear these things surface and things, so everything that's going, no money floating up. No drugs floating up and thing, right? And you see now again what they're doing again, they're doing all these things again to oppress Black people and thing, right? And again, you see what happened here. We having two other nations teaming up on me brothers and them, right? Where to verse 4?
Book of Deuteronomy, book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 4. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Yeah, and then after now, when you go and watch this now, yeah, them other we don't know that again the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is one nation of people. But somehow in the spirit, when you're watching now, you could watch a Venezuelan girl, and when she whining like, wait now, we playing soca, but all this wine into the soca so good and thing, right? When you watch Pele and Maradona and thing, right? They could read football and all to the same thing again. When they go and watch boxing and all too. Some of the biggest boxers in the world is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and things. So how we having these spirits and them to do these things again, right? But somehow there's a separation and thing, right? That vibe, that cooking vibes and all kind of things, the real cook and thing too. We have all that kind of thing, but there's a separation and thing. And this is what they do here again. Separate we as a nation. We are everything going for we. But as a nation, we do have it. Because why they take crafty counsel and doing this and thing, right? So when we go and watch the history, how the Europeans do and thing, right? All the Hispanics and them, right? All the tribe of Asha and them, right? Naphtali and thing, they come across, they flee from Israel and thing, right? Then after when they go back to Christopher Columbus, he came to hunt them, wasn't coming for no gold, and with him, this is what he also did, the 12 tribes of Israel. And with all that and thing, that's what they do. They started to do the separation back again, right? Because again now they bring Blacks again, right? So-called Negroes again, right? And started to separate because again now they want the combination and we now piling up and doing who we are the people again. Right? So they do now they take the Native Indians again and have them at reservoirs and thing, right? When you go and do the history, you go through all history and things, you will see that again. And even Guatemala, Panama, there's some trees that Hebrew in these countries and things too, right?
Right.
And you'll see it in all the native Indians and the reservoirs and all too. All writings are Hebrew and all these things again. And this is what we are taking crafty comes. So now we have Azteca, the tribe of Azteca, now they call themselves Mexicans and things like the Apaches, and this is what we know them as again. Now we have blacks. We call themselves Jamaicans, St. Lucian, Bajan, Trinidadian, and things like. And then after now we have again now the all Asha, Nafatal, we call myself Venezuelans, Peru, Argentines, and all these things again. And when we one nation of people and things like that, carrying all these different European names and things, right? Again, and this is we lost other people. And everybody goes say now, hey, yes, it's good for them, it's good for them, Venezuelans who are going on here again, right? But again, the reason for all this again is the Christian church again not going into the scriptures to feed black people again. And when they go in the scriptures again, the Most High saying, yeah, these pastors and them to have these scriptures for these pastors, the destruction coming. And if some of them don't come in, it done for them already and want to again, but what they're doing and want to, right? But
verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Right, and again they are confederate against you. One consent. It don't no disagreement and it don't no disagreement with all of them when they keep in the meeting. Everyone agree. They sign off on that they sign off. Sometimes you have you have something going on in the bank and you get all these different managers to sign off on these things and before anything go and things like that. This will happen here. All of them come together and and the agreement. Everybody signed the agreement. That's the agreement. This is what we're going to do. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian City. We're going to fully destroy them. Full dominance on them, right? Full possession of them, right? And this now you're going to see all these other nations coming down here, right? So go ahead.
Verse 7. Verse 6. Salakia. The tabernacles of Edom.
Right, the tabernacles of Edom, right? And Edom today is the Caucasian, the so-called white man. All the people in Germany, France, United States, England, and things like that. And again, now, this is where we have to have something in we head for these other nations and them that again that you mustn't forget and things, right? So when you come into these other nations, there's something that again you could have in your head there. Just remember, hey, what the Most High see it and things like that. When you go and watch Edom is full of blood on his hands and things, right? Even the murdering millions of black Jews and things, and this recorded again in history and also again, right? You know, all the Babylon to Timbuktu, 100 million Jews they destroy, and even when they go to conquering other nations and also bloodshed and also, and still you see it today, even with Venezuela and also they want to cause that bloodshed and also with the Venezuelans again, with brothers and also again, because making war, like robbing somebody with iron and things. We talking about blood itself, we talking about death and also again, right? And this is the combination you see it here, these other nations and things. And when you go and watch it, it's like, hey, Edom, Caucasian people, hey, that should just remember, hey, your hands dirty and things like this, blood on your hands. They're like, find something just to remember, hey, these people play nice in front of you, but just remember how the Most High in your head, and you have to find something in your head just to remember these other nations and them, right? So you go and watch these and things, and that's not like, hey, the nice accent. You go and watch, hey, I like the English accent and thing. Yeah, that English accent, blood on the hands. They like the American accent, blood on the hands. And they, right, you have to just have something in your head to be like, hey, nah. I know about your history and thing, right? Something, just keep it in your head about these other nations and them, right? So let me go on to go ahead. So we are Edom. Remember Edom, blood on the hand. When the so-called white man today, just remember that, right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites and all too again, right? When you go and watch the history of the Ishmaelites and all too, these people again, a whole combination. They had the Africans and them, right? Garden week celebrated the Caucasians and them, right? And now we and even with the Ishmaelites and them, these are the people who make all the boats and all the carry all through the transatlantic slave trade and thing, right? Again, when you go and watch these things, these again is one of the other nations and them, right? We're going to watching thing and go say, well, yeah, there's them supporting all your football clubs and thing, right? Real Madrid and all them thing, your Qatar and them, right? Just remember again, this is with the Musai. This is what the Musai land, you know, again, right? So even the Arabs and them today, the Musai land, you know, that is your enemies. And you watch some of them again to me. Them Arabs and them, I just think that them not wearing dress. I just watch them like homosexuals and things, right? Like where like the big men wearing dress and things. So you have to like, you know, figure out something again to remember them in your head and things too again, right? So go and watch these Ishmaelites and them, yeah, these men wearing dress and things, right? The whatever it is, I can't remember what it is called them right right now again. And then just watch them again. This is the most I like and do one or two again. Yeah. I can never want to be an Arab. But whenever I watch it, we have the brothers and them again, lost again. And Allah and thing, right, and Muslim and thing, right. And when I go and watch this so again, you see that they pull up Muslim. You see that Muslim is somebody from Arab and thing, right. You see who it is. You pull up on Google. So now you like, hey, you letting this person above you. You see that cannot be a Muslim. So even in this country here and all too again, that's showing that you are a follower of a pagan religion and Allah have nothing to do with the Musai. This is that Muhammad created his religion and thing, right? And when you go and watch that again, that way you see when you go and watch, it's in Arab and thing, right? The whole context of that in Arab, that have nothing to do again. That's plain and simple. So why I want to be underneath them Arabs and them again, right? When you could follow your own culture, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians again, right? And these again is the Ishmaelites and all too. This is the enemies, right? Go ahead.
Of Moab and the Hagarenes.
And of Moab. And again, right? So again, we have the Moab, that is the Chinese and them, right? So I go and watch this again. And this is we have to be really careful and all too again, too, right? So Moab, I go and watch these people and all too again. It's like, hey, these is all the frog eaters and the dog eaters and them too. They, you know, that's like, you know, that's taking certain things again, you know, in the culture and all too, and like, you know, it's busting in the eyes of the Musai. So we are the Arabs and them, you know, the Musai tell we do wear what pertain to a man, a woman, and thing, right? Do wear to pertain to a woman. See the Arabs and them with these dress and them, you know, the Musai again, eat them again, the hands full on blood, the hands dirty, and thing, right? So, you know, you're watching them. Now you have Moab, like all your snake eating, and thing, right? So when you go and watch Moab, it's like, hey, the dietary law, they're very nasty, and all too again, right? Things you're eating, they will eat it, tapole, and all kind of thing like that. Wherever you know, it's like, wherever you could think to come to your mind, again, in the scriptures, whoever eat, and you can see it in this culture. That's like, you know, that's the you can say, you remember, hey, yeah, use my enemies and also the things we'll be doing as a heathen nation and all to again, right? And then after we are the Hagarenes and all to these Africans and all to again, right? They're going to watch Africans and all. Yeah, they were like, hey, these really nasty. You're talking about a man want to sleep with his mother and thing, right? A father want to sleep with his daughter. A father want to sleep with his mother. Two men want to sleep with each other. Two women, and this is when they go and watch when they're reading through all the scriptures when men when the Musai was listening and thing. Yeah, this thing come from I know most people go think that homosexuality come from them Europeans and them, right? But this was listed with these Africans and them in the Bible today, right? There's all them Egyptians, Canaanites, Libyans and them, right? This is what the Musai was talking about here again, right? We spend time around them and now we start to pick up the habit. Now the Musai have to get Moses now again to write these things down for law. Again, and like when we go back to Abraham time, it was just a command and thing, right? So see like like the COVID-19 a certain time in the country, when we was keeping when COVID come, they then put no law, they tell we like, hey, that's wear mask. But now they realize, hey, people are wearing masks now, we want to find you. So now it's like, this is what happened with me now, the China Israel again. We ain't here in the Mosai laws and things. Now we doing with them Africans and them do it. And thing, right? Disgusting in the eyes of the Mosai. Sleeping with your mother, father sleeping with the daughter, sleeping with your brother wife and thing, right? All these nasty unlawful sex here. This is what we know these Africans and them to be for. I know people go say, oh, you go say something about them Africans and them too, because right? The world put me like the world make me just feel like them Africans and them is we brothers and sisters. They're not we brothers and sisters in the scriptures here again, because look at the most I know showing here is that again all these nations and them right. So you see, so far we have Edom, we have Ishmael, we have Moab, we have Hagarenes and things, right? So again, this is really the problem and thing, right? So somehow that the black man will know, hey, yeah, boy, with the scripture, but somehow they have not like this and but do have a like this, where you hear the white man, but you know the white man, he has dirty, he murder a lot of people, but you know what you're going to tell them, right? Me have no problem with the Chinese and thing, right? I have no problem with the East Indians and them, right? I have no problem with the Africans and them, but you know, I have a problem with the white man, but some other people, nah. I'm good with the Africans, but I hate the white. I like the white. I like the white, but I don't like the Africans.
Right.
Most of them, you know, hey, all these is your enemies, and thing, right? All of them is your enemies, and thing, right? Every one of them is your enemies. Though you don't think to yourself and think that you're good with them and things like that. The most I we do. He say in the eyes in the sight of these things. This is why again your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to move around these nations and them, but it will be around them. And it didn't have a day I pass and not seen a East Indian and not seen a Chinese and thing, right? They might have a day might pass, I might see a white man, a Caucasian, but I might see him, I might meet up with him maybe 3 months going down the line. So according to which part we is and all to it, I had different nations plentiful around me, and then after I might have other nations go like in next 1 or 2 of them, you might see them. So again, this we must see again. So when we go like Jamaica and thing, right? Jamaica might see an Arab for maybe months or something, right? But then after now, you have to deal with the Chinese and them, right? You have to deal with the Caucasians and them, right? You have to deal with East Indians again, right? But here in Trinidad again, we have Chinese here abundantly. I think we have East Indians here abundantly. We have Syrians here abundantly. We have whites here abundantly. And things to the same way again. So we have different things. So wherever the black man before we disobey the Most High law, now we scatter among these other nations and them, right? And again, this is Most High say, hey, these is enemies do have no likeness for them. I see what happened here again, right? With Venezuela. I see again there's a combination of 2 other nations want to oppress the Venezuelans and them, right? And again, this is with the Most High there. We know blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, something, right? Go ahead.
Book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 7. Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Right, and again, when you go back again, yeah, Ammon again, right? So Gabal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistines. So now we have the Japanese again, right? And then after again, so-called white man and the Philistines again, right? We're going to watch this again, and then after inhabitants of Tyre, Africans again, right? So when you go and watch this now, so we have Ammon, the Japanese again. Do feel like these people and them, yeah, you're good with them and think with Most High, you know that they're enemies again, Amalek, again, them Jews and them, right? You know, go say, well, yeah, boy, them own only record label. I think you feeling good because, you know, we're coming out of hip hop and R&B and thing, right? And then after your mostly all your basketball teams and all them things, you know, you're feeling that heaviness. They say that I know your enemies, but the Most High, you know, that is your enemies. And all the again, the Philistines again, these Africans and them again, the Most High, you know, again, we're going to watch them today. What you happening and all too again, all these Africans and them Burna Boy and all kind of thing. They're not singing their music them way, but they're more or less bigger than plenty of we black entertainers again, and now they're coming and singing them we and not even singing them way, but again nobody don't listen the way all them Africans and them sing again, right? And we are there really watch this and thing and see like what will happen here again. They just lately just come on the scene and watch how big the artists is and all to again. And this really most I say everything I think you keep that for yourself, but again somewhere that we showing them and thing and not to happen again. You're coming after your thing and people above you to your own thing and thing like that. You see what happens. When a boy not singing the how that is that stupid accent, how that is talk and they are sickening and knowing and thing like that. They ain't singing that way and thing, right? But how they thinking, oh yeah, we all Chris do the Chris style and 50 Cent style and thing they singing and thing, right? And you see now who above them above and thing too again, right? And this really most there, we know again all these other nations is the enemies. And again, you have to think here, you have to just watching the scriptures, know the history with the Mosai saying about them and always had that in your head and thing, right? Think that I remember you for this, I remember you for that, I remember you for this and thing, right? And see the outcome and thing, right? Don't let your guard down for these other nations, no matter how nice they will be, right? So let me go to Judith chapter 5 and verse 20.
The book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Right, and again now, this is more or less a person gonna give a report again with these with the nation of Israel again, right? And see what happened here and thing, right? Now they're giving a report to the governor and thing, right? So, like, hey, where's the good going on with these people? Where's the bad going on with these people? We could touch them, we can't touch them. We have to get more soldiers. How much soldiers they have and thing like that. Now they gain a report and thing like that. So now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if these people any error against these people and they sin against the God, and let us consider that they be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them. And thing, right? So I say they know that they're like, hey, and they always these other nations always studying the nation of Israel and thing, right? Which ways how we going to oppress them and thing, right? Where we weak points on them, right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right, and you see what happening here again too now. Say, yeah, they're not this something, right? So we have now there's that Japanese and Chinese and things like that. What they're talking about here now is like what we call them be with the Egyptians and them on that Pharaoh and things, knowing that hey, all these other nations was wrong. I see here now, hey, Mr. Man, see these people and them, they do the what happened with them Egyptians and them and thing on that Moses and thing. Better we leave these people and them alone. If they're keeping the Mosai, if they're keeping the Mosai laws, this is what happened to you. That's like that's what happened to them Egyptians and them and thing. And it is at a loud cry and thing like that. You hear everybody crying, the animals crying, grandmother crying for she daughter, this one crying for the daughter, this one crying for the son, all the firstborn gone and thing like this will let them know and thing right. But if not, if they're not keeping the Mosai law started the commandments, let me go after them and thing right. And again, if the scriptures let me know this and what to. So one, they let me know that hey, we have enemies here again. So again, this is two combinations here. This is again two other nations again, right? The Japanese and Chinese are not the same people, right? Again, you see what happened here, the thinking if to go again, go against we. And they are studying we and think to again, right? And now they say, hey, if these people and them following the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments, the God will be with them.
Right.
Now, if the other nations can do that and thing, we have to really keep the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments. Because again, when you're going to watch today, again, we protection will always be the Most High. It never was designed for we to be fighting alone. We protection is always going to be the Most High. No matter how we're going to join the white man military, we're going to join trade military and things, and we just join these things again now to fight other nations and things, not we nation and things, right? And when you go in the scripture, this is again now, these other nations where you know again that, hey, them we might is the Most High. These Japanese here and Chinese here, they have a military and they're studying if to go against the nation of Israel. And
right.
When they go in the scriptures here, they're not saying about the black man military. They never say about the black man military. You know, they're going to say, they know that what the man talking about, he's talking about the Most High. The Most High is the black man, black, Hispanics, and Native Indians military. So again, they're like, you know, hey, keep the laws. They keep any laws, the Most High going to be on them. They're not keeping any laws. Yeah, we can attack them and all two again, right? And see what happened here. And when I go to
continue.
Go to verse 22.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest the Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Again, now when it happens now, yeah, everybody could be a laugh and everybody could be a laugh and stuff. Yeah, but look what happened here. Like, hey, you know, it's like saying like, hey, you're going out the road, and you get yourself in a fight and thing like that. With all that and thing, somebody gave you a warning here. I know what I say, boy, why do leave that fella alone, but don't interfere with nobody and thing like that. You know what you do? They go and interfere the person. And then, but this man have a reputation, like if anybody interfere with him, he just get beat up and thing like that. Get beat up now and thing you could avoid it and thing to again, right? And this is now what happening here. This man giving a report and learning what, hey, if you do this and thing, yeah, there will be a laughing stock and thing, right? So again, when you go and watch it, these other nations again, there's no enemy history and all to again, right? Where to verse 22.
Verse 22. And when Anchior had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Holofernes, and all that dwell by the seaside and in Moab, spake that he should kill him.
Well, what this now? This man gave a report on the nation of Israel, and they're like, what is this man like a coon? And they're like, but what shit is man come and talking to these military and the old governor, all the whole council, and he and this shit, they say, but what shit is man talking in the head, boy? This man come and tell me about if these people them sinning and think we can attack them, and if they're not sinning, do think because the God will go be with them. But we want to destroy these people. I come and with them, I see what happened here. They want to murder this they want to murder this man here, the old man. But now this man knows history away is like, hey, and I just to say again that these are our nation again, they're just out to destroy the black Hispanics that they were just like Pharaoh. All that Pharaoh going through, and he still decided to run down the nation of Israel. And things like that. And the man telling them, hey, and the man had love for them. And it's like, this man had love for people right here and telling them, hey, boy, hey, I have something to tell you. I have a bad side about this. Don't go wrong in the nation of Israel. Don't go wrong them. I'm telling you, I think you see, if they're serving the people, the Most High, yeah, we can attack them. If not, wait them. But what shit you trying to stop? You trying to come with your bad vibes and to stop you from going against them. I see what happening again. They want to kill the own people for that whole coming out of the mouth against the nation of Israel and still enlighten them that hey, the God is the power, the God is the military right. And again, these other nations know it, but the black Hispanics and Native Indians know it, not know it. And the same thing will go through the scripture, one thing right through after the next. Even in war, they're telling that, hey, the black man have to keep the Lord's statutes and commandments. There's no turning, there's no getting away, there's no turning back. We have to keep it. No matter how we like it or not, we have to keep the Lord's statutes and commandments.
Right.
I think, right? So let me go to Esther now. Right? So this is what one of the thing go show here, because we're going on here and when we go on reading Psalms 83, we didn't get the East Indians, I think, in Psalms 83. So now we're going to show you again that it have plenty records with different these different nations and them, right? And we're going to read this in Esther chapter 3, right? That again with the East Indians and them, right? Again wanted to do that, and the biblical name is Elam, right? So again, this is what they wanted us to do them and thing, right? But a little backdrop before we start. So this was like what happened here. This was a king, right? And his wife disobeyed him and thing, right? Because again, he was keeping a big party and thing like that. He called for his wife, and his wife did not want to come and thing, right? And what the story is that again now he didn't want the people around him, all the big boys around him, to know how he looked like. His wife made him look small, and he went around to find other princesses to make him his wife. And Esther was one of them, right? Because this is the time now that was ruling and thing, right? But again now, Mordecai again, that's what the Mosai say, like wherever it is, you have to keep the Mosai laws, statutes, commandments. And this was Mordecai and thing, right? Yeah, wrong is other nations and them, but he is keeping the Mosai laws, statutes, and commandments and thing, right? And they're not hated, they hate Mordecai for that and thing, right? And they find that the Mordecai should keep the king commandments and them too, right? And they give like bad report and Mordecai and thing, right? And you can never go wrong again with keeping the Mosai laws, statutes, commandments. Anything set up on the face of the earth, right? You can never go wrong. So you have a dietary law and thing, right? When you go through the Mosai thing, so you do eat fish with do not eat fish with as long as it have fins and scales, you can eat it. If you do not have it, do not eat it and thing, right? But all these other things in the water, what people don't understand is these things contain a lot of parasites and thing, right? And they come in there, but you can never go wrong keeping the Mosai thing. The Mosai said do not wrong harlots and thing, right? If you go wrong respectable woman again obey the Mosai laws, statutes, commandments, you will not get STDs and thing, right? You won't have vengeance again, like frightened. If you go wrong, this woman now, she married that thing. Hey, vengeance could come in that man head that and meet to her and he on a line to her again. It can never go wrong again. Yeah, thou shall not on a live thing on a live brother and think the same way. You have a law, the Matthew 18. When you go and read that and all too again, we'll see how to tell if something go wrong with your brother, but to read the scriptures and we'll see how to deal with these things again. So there's no escaping again the Mosai laws and dealing with the Mosai laws the right way. It's always going to work right to the scriptures, no matter which part you go. And again, they hated Mordecai to this, right? And again, this is again now how even with even how Mordecai was even going to be saved by the Mosai because of the law, statutes, and commandments, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? So let me go to Esther chapter 3 and verse 1, right?
Book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 1. After these things, did King Assyrius promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set him seat above all the princes that were with him.
Right. So again, now this is a king, and there's the lady king here, right? And this is what going to given this fella permission again, right? Against above everybody else. There is hierarchies and them were pumping with him too. But this year is like, hey, anybody have to sign off anything like sign off and thing, this is the man we're gonna be talking to. Sometimes you with a group of police and thing, right? But somebody go be the one talking and answering question, and even with the police and them being around it, they go point, hey, any questions? They go tell, hey, well, look, the superintendent, they go talk to that person. Everybody else had to stay quiet and thing, right? But this is the king do, and the king give this person in charge here right now, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reference.
Right, and again, now we see what happened here now. Say, hey, all this Mordecai now being come like Mordecai is like a small person in their eyes. But again, when I go and watch now, it's like all these other person again, like hierarchies on them things, right? And they even bowing down to him. And Mordecai now again, not holding no like position like what these other men holding. He did not bow to this person again, right? I mean, even when you go and think these are things again on that the nation of Israel, not these things, nothing with scriptures again bowing down to these other nations and them thing and putting them above free again, right? And you see what happened here again? Yeah. Mordecai in going to that and on to again, right? Well,
Verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgresseth thou the king's commandment?
Right, now we're going to watch now again. Hey, me know not much. I know what commandments I know to keep and what to do and thing, right? But if thy oil commandments, bowing down, or thy oil want to salute a man, no problem. But that is not the way I was brought up to salute somebody. And thing, right? We know how we salute we brethren and them too, right? Things like that and thing, right? But that way, nah, I'm not going to that. And think that your commandment, no problem. I'm not going to that. And think that's just what Mordecai is saying, right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matter would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew.
Right, and again now it's like, hey, all that and then now they're trying to find loophole. And mind you, what Mordecai doing there, don't feel that again, these are the nation because our black people might be hasty and things. Don't feel that these are the nation and want that that's what happened to Mordecai, the white to bow down and thing and worship them in the same way. But because again because of the oppression of black people and the depression of black people, like bow down and things like that, hastiness, they don't try to do it and things, right? But don't feel that don't want to do it and things, right? I see the same thing happening here, yeah, and things, right? But in authority and things, that will happen here now, the full authority here now say, yeah, this is what they want here right now, right? Go ahead.
And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
Yeah, this black man again, boy, when I watch him, I think, yeah, because they might, if it might, think about it was our next one of the race, it might reach thing, but what's going on now? It's thinking about who he is. They want to find out who he is. He's a black man. He's a Jew. Everything else again, and then what? Hey, you are the passing the going, they're not letting go. They want to punish Mordecai, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Assyrius, even the people of Mordecai.
Right, and when you go in verse 6 here now, one thing, right? And he thought to scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had shown him the people of Mordecai. This is what happened to the black man and Spanish and Native Indians and thing. We is unaliving, we brothers and them, and not even finding out who we are. This man have a family. he and them view of somebody and thing like that. We go and watch and think we just on a live in a community, we brothers and them here, right? This is Mordecai in the scriptures here. And before they thinking of doing anything else to do Mordecai, there's finding out about Mordecai here right now. Are we not using the scriptures again and more or less what is happening here? The other nations and them is being wise. Hey, if we should touch this person or not touch this person as yet before they do it. They're having power, but still they're like, hey, they want to find out, hey, who this person belongs to again, right? And at the time that's like, you know that, hey, he's a Jew and thing, right? Oh, so he's a Jew. Okay, yeah, okay, he's a Jew and thing, right? And so what happened, you know, they're feeling like, hey, that's, you know what? Let me just deal with Mordecai. Let me just deal with Mordecai fast here and think. They're still thinking if how to do about the situation. If you just do it fast, do it slow, they want to find out about the family. You don't want to find out about the background and things like that. This is what's going with me. But that's like, hey, a brother, this thing also, we going on a live with brother and them thing. No reason and thing for. And we just on a live and very small things and thing, right? Things that shouldn't fall for. We on a live with brothers and them here, right? And this is now when you go and watch Mordecai here now. This one Mordecai stand up for his heritage again, knowing that how to salute our brethren, and see now they want to honor life because the salute he did not salute because the bowing down, right? Well,
verse 7. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Assyrius, they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day and from month to month to the 12th month, that is the month of Adar. And Haman said unto King Assyrius, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's law. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
And you see what happened here now again? So now they had a problem with Mordecai and thing, right? But you know what happened now? This is the intentions again. These are the nations and them have and thing, right? When them thinking of destroying me, like they have a problem with me and thing, they don't think like they don't think, and this is the most alien, the Black, Hispanics and Native Indians. Whoever feel when you're wrong is other nations and them, and you thinking individually, you're going and do them something. They're not thinking individually to come back at you and do them something. They're thinking bigger. They're going for your families and them and thing, right? And when you go and watch here now, they had a problem with Mordecai and thing, right? But now they know now reach here now. Nah, Mordecai not enough alone and thing, right? We're going behind Mordecai and the whole family, the whole nation and thing, right? Nobody ain't saying they having a council and saying, boy, hey, nah, boy, that warfare doing you want to destroy a whole nation because a man didn't bow down to you. You want to wipe out you want to go and know everybody and thing, and this is where you go on here. Read over verse 8.
Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Assyrius, there is a certain people scattered abroad.
There's a certain people scattered abroad.
And dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom.
And different provinces and things, right? Different places, things scattered, but all the day in everyone. Go ahead.
And their laws are diverse from all the people.
And the laws are diverse from all the people. So no matter what all the provinces and them, these people not following these people not following the people and them and their provinces and them. They're not, they're letting them know, hey, they're different, and then you can pinpoint them and things like that. And this is when you go and watch it, you know, you're seeing again now that they could identify the ISUPK now that, you know, with England and things, the way we eat and all, you can say now, but that Hebrew is like the Jamaica and all too again, you can say that Hebrew is like the dress code and all too again, you can see what the Hebrew is like the way the woman dress and all too again, you carry about this, you can see that Hebrew is like the way the party and all too, you can tell like Hebrew Israelites. You see, we go in that bar, they go say, but wait now. That boy, them Hebrew Israelites will be here because you know why? Them naked girls and them, they don't be in there, but you could find them in that bar, you know, because you know what? That bar do have that and things like that. This will like, you know, showing you the different, the culture different and all too again. They serve one God. And then most important again, they serve one God. And things like that. It's easy to pinpoint, see that it was different, right? From all the people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king prophet to suffer them. And two again, and then all this is recorded. All this is record this man given there. See what going on here? More information. They about Mordecai. They about Mordecai more again. Nationwide. Again, that is full report. Go ahead.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries.
See what's going on here? Yeah, and thing right. And this is always been again with these other nations, and them and well, how did this come together and how did this think about the blacks, Hispanics, and the Indians? It's just like we're seeing happening today with them Venezuelans and them. Kamala is not thinking about the families, all these Venezuelans and them and thing, right? What happening that, you know, she could make a lot of people lose their sons and thing, right? Fathers going and all these things again. They don't care and thing, right? But why? They're just about the greed and the profit and thing like that. You see what happened, how much money and thousands and thing? Yeah, I know what happened today. When I go and watch back you know, like there's no show with how Exxon come here and the pump billions of dollars into Trinidad again for oil exposure and things like drilling and all these things to find oil and to about the whole scene about it and things like that. You see now they don't want to think that again, and then because again all these things again and again where they could more profit more again down the line again. Yeah. And not saying no, hey, this is what you do, this is wrong here. But again, this is what they always do. They don't care. They don't like it just one. Even with money topping it off there, yeah, they will destroy you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians again. And don't take these things again. The most I let you know again. These reports on them, they're not just for say you're reading Esther, they're not just for say you're reading Moses, you know, that's what you're reading with Saul and all these things again, Samson and them thing, right? These things again is to show that hey, these nations and them that do not like us and will never like us. And we have to obey the Mosai and think and listen to what the Mosai really say, right? Go ahead.
Verse 10. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee.
And you see what happened, you know, now again, what the report off and things like that. I know now you get the signature and things like that. Whoever that stamp now, nobody can question that now because hey, the king's signature and things like that. Haman have that right now and thing, right? I know going on now, he don't have something against Mordecai now, and now he's going behind the Jews and them, right? Going behind blacks, Hispanics, and the Indians to wipe them out. And this way now do the craft the council and thing. Now make you think, hey, these are certain people are diverse, they keeping your commandments and thing, right? And they keeping thing. They're saying, but hey, you know what? These commandments they keep on them keep it. It's not harming nobody. It's not even destroying them and thing, right? It's nothing, but you know what? Hey, destruction for them and thing like that. See what happened here now? Yeah. Bad report on the nation of Israel and thing like that. This is what happening here right now again. Bad report on when I go on today, bad report on Venezuela. Saying drugs coming into the United States and right. They stop drugs, but you have where's the two closest have Colombia and Mexico, and they right, but some of you have become quite Venezuela, I think too. And they say even when we have the Venezuelan they start to say, hey, who talking in this command head?
Right.
And all to again, this real off and all to again, right? And even like, hey, anybody can see this, they say that, hey, look, this is real life, this is blasphemy here, this is stupidness. And all to again, I go on what reality, everything is going to show up with these other nations, and them just as the Musa is saying here, this is the spirit,
right?
I think too, right? Go ahead.
Then, verse 12. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people, of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, in the name of King Assyrius, was it written and sealed with the king's ring.
Right, and this is what happened here. I said, now you remember, now you get the king ring and thing, right? And now the king don't tell him whatever it is, you go ahead and do it and thing, right? So now in every province, it's whatever all the different places and thing, right? The where the Jews and them is, and the people ruling the different provinces. Now this is now he passing that order to them now to go and wipe out the nation of Israel. I think, right? One man, but they're showing you again, and that's why we have to move as a nation on to again. But one man do something wrong, they want to punish the whole nation and all to again. So again, that's how we have to have that spirit and all to you do the nation of Israel something, one person something, then the whole that's how we should be moving to the whole nation coming for that Venezuela. One you touch one, you touch all, the whole 12 tribes. And all two again, and that is spirit we should be having and all, right? You see now going here, yeah, total destruction, right? What verse 13?
Verse 13. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, was in the month of Adar, and to take the spoil of them for prey.
Right. And see what happened here, and think that you hear order now pass to kill everybody. And then everybody, baby, children, young, old, and thing, right? And this is what the most we know in the scriptures. And guess who this is again? These is the East Indians in the scriptures here and thing, right? And then you know again, and then just to show you and also again, you don't know who hates you more between the Caucasians and the East Indians, Black, Spanish, and Native Indians. Because one, you had the Caucasians killing me, and the oppressor in slavery. But now you have the East Indians here, total wipeout and thing. They don't want to see you. And all too. They don't know who dread between the East Indians and the Caucasian, the white man, and thing, right? We go and watch the history of them. You see in the scriptures here, the total wipeout, and thing, right? They don't want to see a black man on the face of the earth, and thing, right? But again, this is we have to come back to the Most High law, statutes, and commandments again to come out and to really see how these other nations and them just think about the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians and them too, right? And it's in the spirit, and too, because the Most High lady know it's in the spirit and think. There's no smile like eating a cheesecake and you know how a cheesecake there's be and you know that rumor that's given eating a cheesecake and thing. There's none of this in the mind for the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Total wipeout and all too for them, right? Go ahead.
Verse 14. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given to Shushan, the place, and the king and Haman sat down to drink. But the city Shushan was perplexed.
Right, and again, when you go through this is just verse we read, but again, when you go through things, the Jews they did not get wiped out, but again, because of Esther again, right, and the king liked her, she was able to save the nation of Israel under the hands of Mordecai, and also again, right, that she remember how Mordecai teach she, and also again, right, and she take it into heed, and she went to the king, and also and she was able to turn the king from letting the nation Israel get total wipe out, right? And they end up wiping out, they end up unaliving Haman, right? And again, this is just to show you in the scriptures again that these nations and them, they don't like us and will never like us. And also again, so you see all these scriptures and all this. So again, we're showing you the East Indians and in the Bible. You will feel like you have a likeness for them, but this will be most silent, and also again, these is the enemies also. No matter, don't let that Trinidad and Tobago thing get there, one color, one creed, and we find an equal place together. We aspire together, we achieve. And when you go and watch today, black people to the bottom, black people filling up in jail, black people is dying every day. I think black people getting low and justice, telling black people, hey, go hire black people. I think, right, these are the things already going on here, I think, right? But nevertheless, this is what the most I see, I think, right? Personally, we should be obeying here right now, I think, right? He lets you know that, hey, these other nations and them is your enemies. No matter it seems like you're going your way and you're going good with them, they're still your enemy, I think, right? And it's not like they're just saying that they're having your day and everything going good. It is getting more profit the one. Let's talk about in the scripture, it still was talking about profit and thing. If there's no profit for you, that thing, as you as a black man, they don't want you. You have to be profit for them. That's why they keep in your row. I think, right? And that's just what it is. I think, right? Any black man up close to these other nations and them, it's because of some profit they get it. And that's just the outcome of it. And all too, right? See what happened with Joseph and all too under Pharaoh. Because again, the wisdom Pharaoh have and thing, right? Not because they just see Joseph and they like him and thing, right? The wisdom we have, that's why you're able to be up there and all too, right? So let me go again. Let me go to Joel. Joel chapter 3 and verse 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among all the nations and parted my land.
Good.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
Right, and this is the most I seen again, right? So again, with the most I think you gather all nations and thing, right? All nations again, right? And for what? All the captivity with the do to the nation of Israel and thing, right? So again, what happened here now? This is the enemies the Mosaic gathering and thing, right? So far, this now will be in the Middle East and thing, right? And this is what will be taking place and thing to right here, gather them, right? And bring them and thing, right? All who lead in captivity, going back in captivity and thing, right? So again, we have to pay attention to the scriptures and thing, right? And
right.
we'll take for granted what the Mosai saying here again, right? And you will bring them, right? And so happen here, this is what they do, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, total disrespect, disregard again that, they take we sons and them and harlots and thing, and so we daughters for wine and all too, right? That they may drink and have fun and thing like that, laugh and thing like that. The same thing going on. You see, hey, all this war going on take place for a woman running she shopping mouth and thing like total like when you go and watch this, like, you know, destruction, not thinking about the consequences that what could happen here and all too again, right? When you go and watch this is like, you know, on the both side that we go and fight people that again now she's saying that, you know, we go get intervene. Now when you go and watch now, they're not going to dress back. We're going to send we brothers and them who in the military, and they know majority of we brothers in the military, which is the so-called black man. And again, who go and fight you. This is the craft the council be taken, and this is what happening here. We go and, like, you know, this thing take place, we can lose brothers on both sides. When the Israelites and the very brothers in the military here in Trinidad, and you know, like, hey, and then while them laughing and they drinking, and that's what they what going on here in the scriptures, they're laughing and thing, right? Where's the verse 4?
Verse 4, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
And these all again, these is all places again in Africa and thing, right? All African nations and thing, right? Tyre, Zidon and thing, right? The Palestines and them, right? Right, go ahead.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye have recompensed me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Good.
Verse 5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that they might remove them far away from their border.
So there's nothing to verse 4, there's nothing what they do here, there's nothing that could recompense the Most High. No compensation for what they do the children of Israel and thing, right? So when you go on what these other nations and them, all this combination what taking place here, there's nothing they could bring to the Most High to stop what the Most High coming to do it. And want to again say, see what happening here again, there's no mercy with the Most High when coming to the nation of Israel with these other nations and them, right? We enemies and them, there's nothing they could do and thing, right? And see what else we say, taking my silver and my gold and thing, right? You know, when we have gold and silver and thing, you're wearing it and all too. While you're wearing it, you're going to put it somewhere safe and all too again. And this is what the Most High watching the nation of Israel and thing, like the children of Israel, that silver and the gold. They go shine it and all too again. You know, sometimes the gold chain, they get dull. They go and tie it in the same jewelry shop to get back bright. They polish it and thing, right? This is what the Most High watch with to the children of Israel, and then tell you, hey, you take my silver and my gold, right? Go ahead.
Verse 7, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
Right? So when you go back again, just above verse 6 and this is the Most High saying, hey, whoever it is out there about the borders and them, yeah, I is going to put the knowledge and back into them and let them come back serving me and things. So wherever we is right now, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Jamaica, Haiti, Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, United States, England, and then yeah, this is what happening here now. The Most High say, yeah, wherever we is now, we coming back, we putting back the knowledge in we and thing, right? And now we go down week, right? Right, go ahead.
Verse 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it.
Right, and vengeance and thing, right? And this is what the Most High always saying to the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and then what these other nations and them doing, and then vengeance belongs to the Most High, and thing, right? Don't take it up on your own. On a live these other nations and them the things they're doing or something, right? Vengeance, it belongs to it. The only how these things can happen again if these things have to come in you have to defend yourself in your house against somebody intrude your house. I think, but other than that, again, do not take it up on your own and go in on a live these other nations and their vengeance is always the Most High would. See this in you see this again, New Testament, Old Testament, again, who led in captivity, going back in captivity and thing, right? Die with the sword, same thing again, right? All these things there. So no matter again, don't let your mind tell you that hey, you have to do this here right now and thing, right? So this is the Most High is always letting you know again. We protection is always going to be the Most High and thing, right? And always will be, right? Come on. The Ecclesiasticus 12 and verse 10.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
So again, never trust thy enemies, for like iron rusted, so is wickedness again. And this is the Most High. So when you go to the scriptures, this is the black man book. And right? And the Most High just warning we right you. Never trust thy enemies. No matter how nice they be to you, never trust them. Nothing, right? Never. Just get that in your head, this and get what the Most High is saying and thing, right? Again, who you have to obey? The Most High. And the Most High let you never trust them. Never trust them. For like iron rusted, so it is wickedness and thing, right? And when you go and watch like iron and thing, iron is something very, very pretty. It's only in the atmosphere. Only in the atmosphere here, the iron just look like, hey, you don't want to touch it. But this is the Most High, you know, when that time reach, this is where you're going to think there. It's like, yeah, that the time you have to watch them and thing like that. It's done too late. And thing right, you should be on your thinking about them from the get-go. They are wrong here. Just like he say, wherever you go, I think this is where there's your wisdom in front of them. And thing right, whoever don't put down your guard. Do not put down your guard with these other nations and them, don't matter how nice they're being to you. And thing right. Go to verse 11.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away.
I go, hey, I see all the Most High, like, hey, yeah, you know, looking glass, you should be watching them right through and all through again. And like, you know that he rusting white, but when you go and watch the glass again, like, you know, you're cleaning your glass home and like, hey, you think you have it for somewhere you just walk around like you just see a spot the back. Yeah. Hey, nah, but I miss it, boy. Come, let me come back and wipe it. Let me come back and wipe it again. And think, this is the Most High lady and one thing. Yeah. Watch them right through. And think, do not play. Do not let your guard down. You always have to be watching them. And think, always have to be watching them. They thinking they're not going to do something. Yeah, they're going to do it. And all through again. Most High not playing with the children of Israel, and they are giving them that warning. We had to take heed to the Most High. We had to take heed with the Most High saying, don't take it for granted and thing, right? And plain and simple. Somebody asks why you do something, the Most High see that and think. That you answer, hey, I under the Most High. I Israelite, I from the tribe of Benjamin. Yeah, the Most High say, hey, I just you have to. The Most High said, don't trust them, don't trust them, don't marry them, don't eat the same thing with them eating. You have a thing you have to follow. Why? Plain and simple, easy. The Most High say it. And thing, right? Why? Yeah, the Most High say it. Why? The Most High say it. And thing, right? Give me Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 33.
3?
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Right, and when you go and watch this here and again now, it's like, yeah, this will be happening here again, that, you know, we so caught up with the other nations and them, the same thing will be happening again, we envying them and thing like that. And this will be Most High saying here and thing, right? Because why? You're envying it's like some of we brothers and them. They envy the white man, the Caucasian, the Europeans and them. You want to go with the woman and them and thing, and they could go with your own woman and thing, right? Because of that and thing to envy not the oppressor and thing, right? The same thing again, something bothering with these the other nations and them. You decide now, hey, you're going on. The only way to think them is to do something with them and thing, right? And that is not so. Again, the eyes of the Mosai and all too again, right? Be not the oppressor. Choose none of its ways and all too again. You hire ways to follow. You hire part to follow Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and thing, right? You feel like, hey, you know what? This way you're going down, it's boring, it's hard. And you know what, you're seeing the other nations and them, and then after you're seeing why I have to be a black man and thing, right? The black man, the word for a black man comment that they go really see that, hey, I was glad to be a black man. I know that when one watch Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians today, a lot of them will be like, hey, by being a black man and a black woman, hey, that could be the worst thing on the face of the earth, right? But that is one of the best things that could happen on the face of the earth when you go and watch the scriptures. For one, we as God chosen people and thing, right? God chose we above every other nation on the face of the earth. These are the guys in Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. Like 1, Christ is a black man, right? Like 2, the greatest man who walked the face of the earth again is a black man again, and thing, right? You get nothing better than that. And just when you go in thing, we have the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments, things that nobody could beat back on the face of you, things so outstanding that nothing could compare. And thing, right, was set up. And thing, right, dietary law, brotherhood laws, feast days, and thing, right, nothing could compare. And thing, right, so again, everything again will fall into place as long as we keep in the Most High law, certain commandments, and then everybody can more want to say, well, hey, yeah, boy. I mean, like, boy, these people, they're really different. And again, keeping that law, certain commandments, they have a time again that all these other nations, again, they will never might live the whole lifetime and not even seeing a black man. Because right, when I go and check back this now, Most High going and put me in the land again. And the only one that we might be seeing these other nations and them is the people that won't be dealing with business again, because they can't be around us, we can't marry them. So more or less now we in we own land and all too again. And the same time will come that even we mightn't see these other nations and them only because of the other people doing business and them doing business. And that should be so right that, you know, that's what the ISUPK be doing. When they keep in a party and think they hate black people so much, yeah. Well, do come with party and thing too. You know, like Bunty Garland and Marshall Montano and them, this is what we should be really doing. And you will really see the outcome of how much the world really should be loving black people. Because when you go and watch them vibes and thing, the vibes will be having and thing, and you let them other nations keep the party and thing. See really and truly who the world really who they really love and who they really hate and thing, and they really see, hey, if they should really be moving toward black people. This Marshall Montano, Bunty Garland, Beanie Man, they should be keeping the own party, and that's like what the ISPK doing there. Let black allowed inside there, and this should be like, hey, yeah, boy, this is real blackness, and this will be most I want for we again, and not to again. Because just like how we set up the feast days, for we, this is how we should be like, you know, coming together, keeping these things and them. And this is why ISPK doing it here right now. When they go and take the cookouts and then, yeah, black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You're not the one, are we? Don't come there and things like that. And this is how we should be going ahead doing these things at them, right? Give me close over this scripture for you night. Give me Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9. And this is the again, one of the biggest enemies again we could have on the face of the earth again, right? And so much wickedness again could come from them, and that's why now with how we again lose as a people again, right? And
what?
Good.
Can. The book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are
Right.
not.
And behold, I will make them to be synagogues of Satan, right? So this is synagogues of Satan. So this is like, synagogue is like a house and thing, right? So now the Most High, this is red here now. So this is Christ. This black man is talking here right now. And thing, right? So Christ is not a white man, right? A Caucasian. That scripture, that picture everybody have up in their house. I think that is Caesar Borgia the sixth, right? Son. Right? Caesar, Pope Alexander, sixth son, right? Name is Caesar Borgia, and thing, right? That is not Christ. When you go and look up the whole history of this man is a murderer, a pedophile, a rapist, anything you can think about, extortioner, anything you can think about, this man did it, and thing, right? And this is the people we have this is the person we have up in the house here right now, right? And this is the black man talking to you here right now, and thing, right? And this is not going to be a Caucasian man putting up people here and things, right? And you'll see that that's the way the scriptures read, right? So go ahead,
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not,
right?
but
So
do lie.
But do lie. So which say they are Jews but are not, but do lie. So the Christ, you know that these people here who claim to be Jews, they are not. And they're lying. And on to again, right? So the Jews are black, I think, right?
Right.
This will always be in the eyes. Because always be teaching this right here. The Jews are black. And all too. And that other histories again will show again that the Jews are always black people. And all too, right? But do lie. And then right, and whatever comes out of these people's mouth will always be a lie. Again. And this is the most I say. Never trust your enemies again. Whatever they're saying, no matter what they're doing again, it is a lie coming out of their mouth and thing, right? Just waiting right there just to show the wickedness, right? Well,
behold, I will make them come to worship before thy feet and know that I have loved thee.
Right, and this is the most I know that them will come and worship before feet. Them is going to bow down to we. Just like what Haman tried to do Mordecai, that black man, and thing, right? This is going to happen here now. These other nations is going to bow down to all of us. The 12 tribes of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Indians, and thing, right? Only thing they like to call us, only the derogative words they like to call us, and thing, there's going to come a time that's going to bow down and worship us, and thing, right? With Christ, right? And with the power of the Most High. Again, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have to keep the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Thing, right? There's the only how. No matter how you go in the scriptures, and thing, right? That's the only way. Again, I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Makoyat, right?
Security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, and it's pronounced Ma'aishara. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Memorial Blowing of Trumpets, first day of the 7th month, which will be Sunday, the 21st of September, 2025 at sundown. You can find that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 to 25. Remind Akim and Akwatium to check social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, like headbands, or scarf. And with that, we say, Madam, Lapani Akodam, it means stand and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then in the English. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Aya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Aya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Aya, Bashamayim, Natan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kababwat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kababwat Nawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Wanasayawan, Abal, Awashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwat, Waha'ala, Wataparat, the Iwalamium, Aman.
What we just said,
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sir, Amen. Sir, men of Israel, let's give the teacher one courtesy salute. I'm Madam Shabbat. Madam, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Barakatah. Sir, which means turn, that gives his sisters online a one courtesy salute. I'm Madam Shabbat. I'm Madam, Barak, Yahweh Shemayim Latan Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yadid Matah, class dismissed.